Incline bench pressing versus flat bench pressing is all about recruiting more of our upper pec and the front of our shoulder along with our tricep. Now, when you're doing it with multi-grip bar, it's usually easier on the shoulder joint itself just because of the position. The hands get to face each other, so it gives us more freedom to keep the shoulders down away from the ears and really get a good stretch at the bottom. For some people, when they get down to the bottom of an incline bench press, they feel a lot of discomfort at the front of the shoulder, and just turning the hand position really alleviates that. So it's a great alternative for somebody who either wants to save some wear and tear or just in general can incline. When we're setting this up, we do want to make sure that we choose the right angle for what we're trying to get. So when we're thinking about the bench angle, we're looking for like 15 to 30 degrees. Like this is 15, higher would be basically more shoulder. This would be a little bit more pec. So again, you'll still get all those muscles regardless of what angle you choose. But if you get the choice, you can decide which one you're trying to recruit a little bit more than the rest. To set this up, I'm going to lie back on the bench and I'm going to make sure my upper back, my butt, and my feet are all in contact with the bench. I can allow some arch through the lower back. That's okay, as long as my butt stays on the bench. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push through my feet to drive myself, and especially my upper back, into the bench so that I feel anchored to this bench. So I am not moving, I feel nice and secure, and that's gonna help my press. Now I'm gonna flip the bar over, because I have a tendency to flip over whenever we're not using the bar. And then I'm gonna use typically the widest handles on this bar. Something to note, because of this sort of bowing in the bar, this camber, what happens is you're gonna get a longer range of motion on this bar. That may or may not be comfortable for some people. So if you're finding that's really uncomfortable, use the closer handles if you do have a camber on the bar. Now, we're gonna grab the bar, middle of the handle, and then we're gonna make sure to pull the bar to the end of the pins. And then I'm gonna push myself through my feet into the bench, and then I'll unrack. I'm gonna bring the bar down to the chest, and then press back up to the ceiling. As I'm pulling the bar down, I'm thinking about meeting it with my chest. The elbows stay fairly close to the body. And that ensures that I'm getting lots of stretch through the pec at the bottom, and I'm not getting that shoulder driving forward when I'm getting down to the longest stretch position. Now, again, if that's uncomfortable in the front of the shoulder, especially with the extra range, then I'd recommend to choose the closer handle and then keep the elbows even closer to the body. So in all of these presses, we're essentially looking for sort of like an arrow position. I'm thinking about where my elbows are in relation to my body. But the wider the grip, the more the elbows are gonna flare out. The closer the grip, the more the elbows are gonna tuck in. We're always looking to make sure that the wrist and the elbow kind of stay in line, but the elbow can move in relation to the body. All right, hope that helps. Good luck. Bring it.